prevailing over Sprayberry at the Hound Pound. The Wildcats of Wheeler showed they wouldn't back down to Roswell. Etowah's Eagles exploded for 52 in their trouncing of Cherokee, and Lassiter cruised to another win over Milton. North Cobb takes the lead in this week's Minute Mike as they show they really know how to cut a rug. So sit back and relax. I said relax because it's Cobb Prep Rally, and it's coming at you next.
Welcome to Cobb Prep Rally, Cobb County's home for high school football. Hi, my name is Scott Kozlowski.
And I'm Kevin Whaley of the Marietta Daily Journal.
Well, we've got another power-packed show for you this week. Of course, we'll have all of our regular features, including our Minute Mike and Mystery Trivia guests. This week, we also have five high school football games from here in Cobb County, including Roswell Wheeler, Milton Lassiter, Sprayberry Pope, and Habersham Harrison. But strangely enough, we're going to start it off up in Cherokee County to watch Rick Swale's Etowah team take on Jeff Hollis's Cherokee team. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Etowah hosted Cherokee Friday night. The Etowah defense came on strong in the opening drive as Chris Jordan is sacked. During their first possession, Neil Suber hands off to Gary McKinney, who has a nice run to set up a touchdown. Head coach Rick Swales watches the offensive drive. McKinney again takes the ball, and he runs right through the Warrior defense into the end zone for the first touchdown of the evening. The Eagles are up 7-0, and the fans absolutely love it. Again, the blitz as Jordan goes down, and the Eagle watch is over. Still in the first quarter, McKinney with the ball, but he just can't hold on to it. The Etowah defense held tough, though, as Cherokee was forced to punt. Star running back Gary McKinney takes it to the end zone again in the first quarter as Etowah is up 21-0. The Cherokee offense having a rough time of it as Warrior head coach Jeff Hollis watches over. He moved over from Wheeler this year. Early in the second quarter, Jordan finds Jason Bridges, who takes it to the end zone as Cherokee still trails 28-7. But Etowah continued to dominate the rest of the game as the Eagles take it 52-20. Gary McKinney rushed for 2 touchdowns.
Well, Kevin, Etowah exploded in this one, scoring 52 points. It looks like Rick Swale's young team might finally get their act together.
You knew Rick Swales was going to be a good defensive coach. He was a very good defensive coordinator at Marietta. But the offense got cranked up in this one against Cherokee. Jeff Hollis's Cherokee team is still rebuilding. They've got one victory this year. That may be all they get this year, but that's still an improvement from last year. But Etowah seems to be on the right track.
Well, they have this next week off before starting sub-region play, and as we all know, that is the most important part of the season.
You take a look at this sub-region as far as overall standings, and you've got Marietta sitting there at 3-1. You've got Chattahoochee at 4-1. You've got Lassiter at 4-1. It's going to be a tough struggle for Etowah, but the games coming up are the ones that count.
That's right. Well, let's move back now to Cobb County and take a look at Wheeler as they host Roswell. Now, the Wildcats trying to rebound from that loss to Marietta last week. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Well, Wheeler came into this one fired up. With the score tied at 6 in the third, the Wildcats went looking for more. Will Ringo rolling to his left, fires downfield, but this one gets picked off by Roswell's Kenny Cook, who is off to the races. Wheeler's Darnell Bird is the only one with a shot at him, and he can only get a piece of the jersey. Roswell was on top 13-7, and Jeff Herron's squad looked to regroup. And regroup they did. After Torrey Hatney tied it at 13 in the fourth, Darnell Bird takes the handoff and exploits the huge hole left by his offensive line as he dashes down to the Roswell 5-yard line. That set up the QB keeper for Ringo to put Wheeler on top for the first time in the game. The Wildcats led it 20-13. It is now time for the defense to hold once again, and they did one better. Tom Wheeler and Taylor Clark converge on Mark Cottrell, forcing the fumble. Tommy George recovers for Wheeler. That would set up this Jaron Taffy 35-yard field goal to seal the deal and push the Wildcats to 3-1.
I was very pleased. I think the first half is a little bit of a carryover from last week. You know, we kind of felt the problems that we had last week, and we made a lot of mistakes. And we made a heck of a comeback. And, you know, we made some mistakes offensively, but our defense played great the whole time. And, you know, this was a heck of a win here in the end. And you know, to win it like that in the fourth quarter means a whole lot more than some other way.
Next week, Wheeler travels to North Cobb to take on the undefeated Warriors.
Kevin Wheeler showed some real poise in this one, coming back in the fourth quarter. They were down at halftime, and Jeff Herron's team came back to win.
Wheeler has been so far a perfect example of a fourth-quarter team. They have struggled early in some games, fallen behind. I think a perfect example goes back to the last year game. They came from behind, scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. They do the same thing against a good Rossville team, and that shows a lot of poise, as you say.
That's certainly important. Now let's take a look at Wheeler next week. Is going to be playing North Cobb. Now this should be a huge battle. North Cobb undefeated. Wheeler has only lost one to Marietta. What do you look forward to in this game?
Well, the talk this week is probably going to be about the McTeacher-Marietta game, but I think this game may be a little overlooked. You're looking at the Wheeler team who's only lost to Marietta. They're 3-1. North Cobb is unbeaten, having won their better season. This could be a very tight battle. I think this could be one of the better games of the year.
Yeah, I really expect this one to be exciting, as all of our games are every week. And from those games, we like to pull the best plays and sometimes the worst for our plays of the week. Here they are. Plays of the week are brought to you by college-bound student-athletes. Call college-bound student-athletes and take advantage of every athletic scholarship opportunity. Call 565-5883. Well, as always, our plays of the week very exciting, and they beat out those Albert Achievement Awards every day.
Remember, they're called plays of the week, not good plays of the week. Always remember that, folks. If you see your picture up there and maybe you're doing something maybe not so good, just remember they're plays of the week, not good plays of the week.
Well, that's right. We take the good with the bad every week. Well, Cobb Prep Rally has just gotten started. When we come back, the verdict is in on this week's Team Leader of the Week. The Lassiter Trojans put up a good defense against Milton, and we build a case for our Sylvan Learning Center Player of the Week. Keep it locked. Cobb Prep Rally will be right back.
If you're an outstanding student athlete, no doubt you have dreams of playing your sport in college while earning a degree. Those dreams can come true through college-bound student athletes. Let CBSA increase your odds of winning financial assistance. CBSA is a national organization which will provide maximum exposure for you, a must in securing every possible opportunity. Take advantage of guidance throughout the entire recruiting process from people who have been there. College-bound student athletes. Call 565-5883. You can realize your dreams.
Through with bad hair days? Create your brand new look at Hair Pizzazz in Marietta with Essentials by Matrix. Ask a stylist for your very own Matrix makeover. And guys, you deserve to look good too. Get a cut and style that will give her something to talk about. Ladies, maybe you're ready to change your look with a little color. Either way, make sure to look your best this Friday night. Major stress reduction is also available with our special VibraSound experience. Next time, make a date with Matrix Essentials at Hair Pizzazz, Johnson Ferry Road in the Woodlawn Plaza.
It's a sad story. You go to a pizza place and the pie is cold, the dough is like a day-old chewing gum, and there's never enough for the family. Well, here's an offer you can't refuse. The Pizza Connection in East Cobb says get ready for the ultimate pizza experience. Do not eat for 24 hours before you come into the Pizza Connection on Monday and Wednesday, because we will stuff you on buffet night. Yeah, we will. Plus, stromboli and calzone made from scratch. Every night is family night and all teams are welcome. It's Party Central at the Pizza Connection, Canton Road in Marietta, next to Shaw Park. High school athletes, tired of sitting on the bench? Want to play college ball? Finally, a training facility just for you has come to Cobb County. Introducing USA Strength and Conditioning. We train athletes like athletes with programs to improve athletic skills in your specific sport. USA Strength and Conditioning also guarantees results or your money back. Endorsed by All-Pro Falcon Mike Ken. The call is free. Your results are guaranteed. Call USA Strength and Conditioning now. That's 499-7376 in Town Center Plaza next to Workout America.
Welcome back. This big man is Cobb Prep Rally's Team Leader of the Week. His name is Ross Brannon. He's a senior at Lassiter High School. Last year, Ross wore number 86 while playing tight end for the Trojans, but this year he switched his number and position. Wearing number 71, Ross lines up at left tackle and defensive end. Ross carries a 3.4 grade point average, and after the football season is over, he will join the Lassiter basketball team. Well, good luck to you, Ross, and congratulations for being Cobb Prep Rally's Team Leader of the Week.
Tonight's Team Leader of the Week is brought to you by Fisher Educational Consultants. Get your application process off on the right foot. Call 399-9333. Well, congratulations to Ross Brandon of Lassiter for being this week's Team Leader of the Week. A pretty big guy.
Yeah, a major college prospect at 6'8", also a basketball player. He's got some athletic ability, and he is one reason, along with the rest of those guys up front for last year, that the Trojans are 4-1 this year and really improved.
Well, new head coach Marty Galbraith certainly has them playing well, and this week they hosted Milton, and we're looking to push their record to 4-1, which would be a great improvement over last year. Let's take a look at the highlights.
It was homecoming at Lassiter as the Trojans hosted the Milton Eagles. The Trojans took a 14-0 lead in the first half and made it 28-0 by the end of the third quarter. Head coach Marty Galbraith watched as his defense gave up only 4 yards in the third quarter. Frank Philman Stadium, well, not a very friendly place to be if you weren't a Trojan on Friday night. The Milton defense couldn't stop the fierce Trojan running game. Late in the fourth quarter, Lassiter's second and third stringers got to see a little action as Lassiter rolls over the Milton Eagles for a bittersweet 95 homecoming victory, 28-0. Stephen Galbraith threw for 126 yards and 1 touchdown.
Well, the Lassiter Trojans pushed their record to 4-1, a much improved team over last year, and a big part of it has to be Marty Galbraith and his coaching. What do you think?
A little offense, a little defense doesn't hurt either, but yes, Coach Galbraith has done a great job with this Lassiter program. We're talking about a team that won 3 games last year, has been down for a couple of years since '91, have really turned things around. They're 4-1, a legitimate contender, and I think right now I'm making a bold prediction. They are going to be in the playoffs as the runner-up to Marietta in that sub-region.
Well, you heard it here first, and like you say, the most important thing is the sub-region games, which start the week after next for Lassiter. You know, that's where it all starts to count.
And it will be difficult. Marietta's going to be a tough game for them, but I think for the first time in a couple of years, they have a legitimate shot to play with Marietta. They have tough games also against Chattahoochee and Etowah. The key is their defense. They tossed a shutout against a pretty good physical Milton team, and that's a good sign for Coach Galbraith.
Well, it sure is. And it's from this game that we picked this week's Sylvan Learning Center Player of the Week. It's David Wint, whose 18 carries for 136 yards and a touchdown has earned him this award. What do you think of David Wint, Kevin?
David also plays a little baseball, so he's a good athlete. He has helped that Lassiter offense, which is led by quarterback Stephen Galbraith, kind of get into gear this year. He's the main cog from the backfield.
Well, congratulations to David. Now let's jump back to last week when Harrison's Adam Ditto was our Player of the Week. We went out to Harrison to present him with his award. We're here at Harrison High School to present this week's Sylvan Learning Center Player of the Week award. This week's award goes to Adam Ditto of the Harrison Hoyas, whose performance against Osborne last week has earned him this award. Adam ran for a touchdown, intercepted a pass for another touchdown, and recovered an onside kick. Congratulations, Adam. Thank you. Well, Cobb's Prep Rally rolls on after the break as we pick up our heels for the Pizza Connection Place Kick Contest. The Pope Greyhounds shut out Sprayberry to celebrate homecoming at the Hound Town. Harrison runs their record to 5-0, and Cobb's Prep Rally gets a cheer from this week's Cheerleader of the Week. Stay tuned.
There are hundreds of colleges to choose from. Which ones are right for you? That's the most important decision you'll make this year. Fisher Educational Consultants can help you find the answer. Make the call and take advantage of a personal college search that meets your needs. Financial strategies that work for you. Planning for your major or career. Find the best college for you and make the admissions process easier and less costly. Let 20 years of experience help you get started. The call is free and easy. The college experience isn't. Call Fisher Educational Consultants in Atlanta at 399-9333.
Cheerleading excitement continues this fall at American Cheerleading. For a limited time, take advantage of a free month of cheering. Come on, there's no better time to realize your goal of becoming a cheerleader. So the next 10 qualified callers receive a free month at American Cheerleading. Call now and improve your self-confidence while having fun. American Cheerleading has become Atlanta's #1 facility, but they haven't forgotten what really counts. Having fun. You're never too old to start. American Cheerleading with 3 locations.
When I got my first SAT scores back, I was scared.
My heart sunk.
I was worried about getting into college, let alone the college of my choice.
That's when I asked his teacher about Sylvan.
That definitely made the difference.
That was the turning point.
I wanted to get better grades.
And he did.
I knew that now that I could get into the college of my choice.
He gave all the credit to Sylvan.
I'm confident going into college. I know that I can handle whatever my teacher gives me.
It was well worth the money.
Sylvan Learning Center. Better grades are just the beginning. Call 1-800-EDUCATE. That's 1-800-EDUCATE.
Ruby Tuesday presents Tall Cakes for Two.
You're so desirable, I just can't resist you. You're so desirable, I had to give in.
Tall cakes for two, only at Ruby Tuesday.
5 locations, including the Galleria, Woodstock, and Smyrna.
That's right, sports fans. It's once again time for the Pizza Connection Place Kick Contest. Tonight's contestants are Brent Harrison and Spencer Collins from Wheeler. Here's the first kick by Spencer. It hits the crossbar. No good. But some crazy fans in the stands want to see some more and get some free pizza. Brent Harrison with the second kick, and oh, he drills it through. No problem. Why didn't he kick the first one? The fans still rooting them on. They have a chance to win. Brent, the third kick is up, but he pulls it last. No good.
Thanks to Spencer Collins and Brent Harrison for teaming up on this week's Pizza Connection Place Kick Contest. They showed some promise, but just couldn't come through in the end with that last kick to win the free pizza. But we'll always be looking for those kickers to look for us next week as we run our Pizza Connection Place Kick Contest. Well, now let's move over to the Hound Pound, where it was homecoming at Pope Stadium, as Pope hosted the Sprayberry Yellow Jackets. So these two teams going in different directions. Sprayberry 0-4, and Pope 3-1 coming into this game. It looks like it was going to be a whitewash. Let's take a look at the highlights.
The sign is lit, the balloons are flying, and that can only mean one thing: homecoming at the Hound Pound. Early on, Pope quarterback Ryan McDonald looked to be in trouble as Michael Kreider and David Vaughn close in, but McDonald shows some Steve Young-like moves as he avoids the sack and picks up some big yardage. Later in that drive, Pope continued to move the ball. Robert Jackson takes the pitch from McDonald. Derek Milligan clearing his way with a nice block. Jackson leaping over teammates before finally going down. That would set up Derek Milligan on a 1-yard run, busting his way in from 6 yards out. Bob Lord saw what his offense could do, but hoped his defense was also up to the task. And they were. Wade Holland with the nice timing, stopping Sprayberry on 4th down. Pope took over, leading 14-0. Then the Greyhounds went to the air. McDonald showing he knows how to throw the pretty pass as he hits Khalil Green on the bomb. McDonald threw for 222 yards, 13 of which came on this play, as McDonald hits Tom Kessler on the short out pattern. Tom does the rest, going 13 yards for 6. Pope led 28-0 at the half, and waved, see ya, as they romped 45-0.
Well, Kevin, Pope came out in this one for their homecoming game and just shellacked Sprayberry 45-0. They looked really tough.
I think this validates my earlier point about Lassiter. Lassiter handed Pope its only loss this year, 28-10, and kind of manhandled Pope that night. And we've seen what Pope has been able to do since they've come back. Offensively, they are a very good team. They opened the season against Brooklyn in the Corky Cup Classic. Looked good then, and they've looked good ever since, except for that one slip-up.
Well, their one big thing coming into the season was that they lost their starting quarterback, and it was iffy if they were going to be able to fill the void. So Ryan McDonald stepped in, and this guy's impressive. I'll tell you, he had a couple of runs. He looked like Steve Young, and then he throws some pretty passes on top of that.
Coach Bob Lord's obviously done something right earlier in his life to get these type of quarterbacks. He goes from Brian Hampton, who signed with UCC, is now a freshman backup quarterback for UCC, playing well and played well during his Pope career. And all of a sudden, Brian McDonald, really an unknown, steps in, plays well, 4 touchdown passes, and that's good at any level.
It sure is. Let's talk just a little bit about Sprayberry. It started out 0-5, but if you're looking for a bright point, it's the sub-region games that count, so they can wipe the slate clean, and that's got to be what Ronnie Wade's telling us true.
Ronnie might want to call Chuck Steins at Pebblebrook or maybe Scott Jones at South Cobb, 2 coaches that got off slow starts that struggle, but they win last week, get their first sub-region victories, and they're on top. Same thing can happen to Sprayberry. They open up the sub-region schedule, get a couple of victories, and they could be in contention.
That's certainly true. Now let's move out to Harrison High School as the Harrison Hoyas host Habersham. Now, Harrison, surprisingly, at 4-0. Bruce Cobley got his team playing great. They're looking to stay undefeated. Here are the highlights.
The Hoyas were licking their chops on Friday night when winless Habersham Central came over to play. Throughout the night, quarterback Daniel Cobb connected with receiver Eric McCulkey, here for 14 yards. But the Raiders, here ganging up on Hoya running back John Kowalski, hung tough, but only for a little while. On this next play, Kowalski rumbled for 35 yards as the Hoyas built a 14-0 lead. Just another night at the office for McCulkey. He had 3 touchdown receptions for the night. But the Hoyas made some defensive fireworks also. Jason Williamson intercepts Habersham Central quarterback Corey Strange. Williamson runs but can't go anywhere, so he dumps it off to Adam Ditto, who can't go anywhere either. In fact, Ditto did just about everything that night. Defense, offense, catching, running, decking our cameraman. The Harrison Hoyas did everything right in the first half, and it seemed like the Raiders couldn't do a thing to stop them. At the half, Harrison led 14-6. And in the third, McCulkey added to the Hoya lead with this 12-yard touchdown. Habersham coach Fleetwood urges his team on, and on the very last play of the game, running back Jeremy Maddox ran it in to give the Raiders a little bit of satisfaction. But in the end, the 13th-ranked Hoyas dominated.
Oh, it feels great. I mean, it's the first time in Harrison's history that we've 5 wins, and it feels great.
And Coach Cobb was feeling great after an ice bath and a win that puts the Hoyas 5-0 for the first time ever. It was Harrison 38, Habersham Central 12.
Harrison looks impressive again, winning this one 28-0 and staying undefeated, 5-0. Who would have thought at the beginning of the season?
This is a team that, before the season, had never won more than 4 games in one season. This is only their 5th year, I think, of existence, their 4th year of playing varsity football. But 5-0 is not surprising. This is a team that we all thought had some talent that would challenge, and they played another good game Friday night, another good balance of offense and defense. They're a very solid club.
What does Bruce Cobb have to do to keep them going once they get into sub-region and play really the important games like we've been stressing? What is he going to have to do?
Probably defense. I think defense always comes back to be the key for any team, especially late in the season in tough games. Their offense with Corey Patterson and a good quarterback, Daniel Cobb, who stepped in and done a good job. I think that will be consistent. The defense is the key, especially when you get into sub-region against North Cobb and against McEachern.
Well, the defense certainly strong this week, shutting out Habersham. Well, let's move from this varsity sport to another varsity sport on Friday nights. That is cheerleading for this week's American Cheerleader of the Week. This week's American Cheerleader is Missy Williams of Etowah High School. Missy is a captain for the War Eagles in her 3rd year of cheering. She's a member of Etowah's Fellowship of Christian Athletes and hopes to continue her cheering career well into college. Congratulations, Missy, on being this week's American Cheerleading of the Week. Tonight's Cheerleader of the Week is brought to you by American Cheerleading. And the next 10 qualified callers call 951-1309 and get their next month of cheerleading free. That's American Cheerleading up Windy Hill. Well, Cobb Prep Rally wraps it up after the break. We'll have the Minute Mike, North Cobb style. Our always lucrative mystery trivia guest keeps you guessing. And Kevin looks into his crystal ball for this week's pick. Stay tuned. Cobb Prep Rally will be right back.
There are hundreds of colleges to choose from. Which ones are right for you? That's the most important decision you'll make this year. Fisher Educational Consultants can help you find the answer. Make the call and take advantage of a personal college search that meets your needs. Financial strategies that work for you. Planning for your major or career. Find the best college for you and make the admissions process easier and less costly. Let 20 years of experience help you get started. The call is free and easy. The college experience isn't. Call Fisher Educational Consultants in Atlanta at 399-9333.
It's a sad story. You go to a pizza place and the fire's cold, the dough is like a day-old chewing gum, and there's never enough for the family. Well, here's an offer you can't refuse. The Pizza Connection in East Cobb says get ready for the ultimate pizza experience. Do not eat for 24 hours before you come into the Pizza Connection on Monday and Wednesday, because we will stuff you on buffet night. Yeah, we will. Plus, stromboli and calzone made from scratch. Every night is family night and all teams are welcome. It's Party Central at the Pizza Connection, Canton Road in Marietta, next to Shaw Park.
When I got my first SAT scores back, I was scared.
My heart sunk.
I was worried about getting into college, let alone in the college of my choice.
That's when I asked his teacher about Sylvan.
That definitely made the difference.
That was the turning point.
I wanted to get better grades.
And he did.
I knew that now that I could get into the college of my choice.
He gave all the credit to Sylvan.
I'm confident going into college. I know that I can handle whatever my teacher gives me.
It was well worth the money.
Sylvan Learning Center. Better grades are just the beginning. Call 1-800-EDUCATE. That's 1-800-EDUCATE.
High school athletes, tired of sitting on the bench? Want to play college ball? Finally, a training facility just for you has come to Cobb County. Introducing USA Strength and Conditioning. We train athletes like athletes with programs to improve athletic skills in your specific sport. USA Strength and Conditioning also guarantees results or your money back.
Endorsed by All-Pro Falcon Mike Ken. The call is free. Your results are guaranteed. Call USA Strength and Conditioning now. That's 499-7376 in Town Center Plaza next to Workout America.
Well, we're back here at Ruby's Tuesday, home of that world-famous salad bar and fajitas you're always talking about there, Kevin.
I keep hearing a lot about it. I think after we finish up here, I might take a little taste.
All righty. Well, tell us a little bit about Marietta's, the Marietta Daily Journal's Game of the Week this week.
Pretty much a no-brainer on our part. Marietta McEachern at Northcutt Stadium. This is going to be probably the game of the year for Cobb County. I think all the Cobb County fans are really fired up for this one.
Well, it should be very exciting, and we're going to get your prediction for that game in just a minute. But first, it's time for our Minute Mike. Now, every week we promise gut-busting laughter on the Minute Mike, and this week I promised we finally have a winner. We went out to North Cobb High School and got the Warriors touchdown dance celebrations in their dreams. Let's take a look.
Hi, this is Brandon Atkins here at North Cobb High School. I'm hosting this week's Minute Mike, and I'm going to go around to some of my teammates and have them demonstrate their favorite football celebration for you. This is our kicker here at North Cobb, Matt Wilhoit, and he's going to do his Dion dance for us. Go for it, Matt. Go, Matt! Terrell Winfrey here. He's one of our defensive back, and he's going to do his favorite dance for us. All right, this is Craig Booty Brock here with us, and he's going to do his favorite touchdown dance for us. This is Jamie Palmer. He's our mascot here at North Cobb, and he's going to do the Kennesaw bounce for you. Thanks for joining here at this week's Minute Mike. Stay tuned for this week's mystery trivia guest.
Enough of tonight's Minute Mike. Now on to the trivia. I'm a junior at South Cobb. I'm on the unsung hero of the best kickoff line in Cobb County. My number is 12. You may not recognize me on the field, but you will know my teal green Camaro with the chrome wheel wells. If you think you know who I am, call now to win.
All right, remember our mystery trivia guest is Wednesday night. Only be the 10th caller and win yourself $25. Now, it's the time of the show that everybody has been waiting for. Time for Kevin's predictions. Let's start it off with Osborne and Pebblebrook next week.
Osborne has yet to win a game this year after winning 9 last year. Pebblebrook finally got their first victory last week against Campbell. Let's stay on the road with the Falcons. Let's go with Coach Stein's team in a close one.
All right, I should point out these games are Friday night. Wheeler and North Cobb, we talked a little bit about earlier.
Wheeler's got to find a way to stop Don Munden. Don Munden has ran wild against everybody this season for North Cobb. Wheeler has to find a way to stop them and be able to maybe come back in the fourth quarter again. They've done it twice this year. Don't count Wheeler out.
Campbell is going to Lithia Springs. They've had a tough season so far.
Campbell has struggled up front. They've had trouble with knocking people off the ball. I think that may be a problem again this week. Lithia Springs is not a big physical team, but I'm going to go with Lithia Springs.
Okay, now the game everybody's wanting to know, McEachern and Marietta.
McEachern's defense may be one of the best in the state. I think right now one of the best in Cobb County. Maybe second is Marietta. I'll say McEachern will score 2 touchdowns. Let's say Marietta scores 2 touchdowns. Maybe a 14-14 tie.
Wow, well, gee, that's not sitting on the fence, is it, Kevin? Well, we should point out your numbers. Last week you went 6-3. The week before that you were 9-0. So 15-3 on the season. Of course, we'll be back next week with your numbers on this season, and I'm not sure what to do about that Marietta McEachern game. But we do want to thank you for watching. My name is Scott Kozlowski, along with Kevin Whaley from Ruby Tuesday. We want to thank all the people that help us with our show, including the Cobb County School System. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week, Cobb County.
Juniors and seniors, don't let the fall go by without calling Prep Rally about scholarship opportunities for athletes and non-athletes. Prep Rally can put you in touch with people who can help. And let us help you with the college selection and financial aid process. Need work on your SAT? Can't figure out where to apply or how to get in? Or if you're looking for scholarship opportunities for athletes or non-athletes, call Prep Rally at 634-7373 for more information. Don't wait another moment. Have you missed yourself or someone you know on the Prep Rally? Call 634-7373 to get a copy of game highlights, the Scholar Athlete segment, or anything you might have missed. And don't forget, you can always get your own personal highlight tape featuring your best action. Perfect for recruiting. Whether you need 1 week of action or the entire season, call Prep Rally for your best moments on home videotape.
protection with no money down, low money.